On May 3rd, 2025, my YouTube channel turns 17 years old. That's interesting. I first made my YouTube account in 2008, and I have been posting ever since. And with that, I have made a lot of videos. I have spent a vast majority of my life posting on this platform, specifically on this account. And because of that, as I've gone through the years and quite literally grown up on YouTube, my interests have changed, and the videos I've made have changed. One could say I've had my own eras. So for this video, in celebration of the 17 years I've been doing this, I am going to be ranking my eras on YouTube. So I've gone ahead and broken down my posting history into 14 specific eras, and I'm going to describe them to you, give you some background, some history, some lore, and then rank them on a very beautifully developed chart I've created for all of you. What I might call the Mary Spectrum. What is the Mary Spectrum, you may ask? Well, if you'll look at this delightful chart, I've listed what I consider to be a number of different iconic people named Mary, and I will be thus aligning myself with them as I go through my ranking. So at the top tier, my S tier is Mary Sweeney. If you don't know who that is, don't worry. I also didn't know till very recently, but Mary Sweeney is a woman who's worked in video production, specifically as an editor, and she worked alongside David Lynch on a lot of his quite iconic projects, like Twin Peaks, Blue Velvet, Lost Highway. Yes, I am saying this because I recently saw Lost Highway and Blue Velvet, and when I saw that someone named Mary edited Lost Highway, I was like, wait a second. And I just want to say that if I had known Mary Sweeney existed when I was in high school and was talking myself out of applying to film school, but if I had seen like, oh my god, there's this cool person who edits really cool stuff and her name is Mary and my name is Mary, I would have applied. Like, yes, my brain is that simple. So she is my S tier. The ads on this website. My next Mary is Mary Elizabeth Winstead for her iconic role in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, a movie with incredible editing. When I saw it, I felt so inspired to do video stuff because I was like, whoa, that was really cool. And she does a great job. And I've liked her in all her other roles. So that's an A tier. B tier is Mary Poppins. Kind of another iconic editing moment. I didn't mean to make these all editing related, but now I'm like, film. Mary Poppins is on here because I think she just brings general joy, and I think that's what a solid B tier should be. Maybe we're not doing too much extra, but we're bringing general joy. It's a solid middle ground. You're doing good. You could do better, but you're not doing bad. Then we have my C tier, which is Mary, Queen of Scots. Now, the reason why I have her on here is I consider the C tier as like you're passing, but like barely. And just considering how she died, you know, she was trying, but things didn't work out. If anyone watching this appreciates history, I'm so sorry for what I've done. And then my D tier, my lowest tier, is Bloody Mary. Now, I think actually some people refer to Mary, Queen of Scots as Bloody Mary. I'm ignoring that. That's awkward to have two of the same Marys on the chart. I, as a kid, always hated the concept of Bloody Mary, and I'm meaning the look in the mirror and chant person, not the drink. I always thought that she was so scary, the like mirror lady, and I was like, I don't want people to think about me when they're thinking of scary mirror lady. Bloody Mary is our D tier, and that's bad. All right, so with that, you now know what this table means, and I think we're ready to start getting into the ranking itself. We have all of my eras down here at the bottom of the screen. My first one right here is actually not artwork by me. Most of these are from thumbnails on videos. This one is not a video that I made. So my first era on YouTube was from 2008, the start of my channel, through 2009. And this is actually lost media. It's fun calling it that when I'm the one that made it disappear. So when I first started my channel, I did a lot of what is called Fanimations. I would also refer to this as my like Fanime era. I just did a lot of fan animations. I taught myself how to animate using Windows Movie Maker and Microsoft Paint, and I wanted to make my own show. Why this is lost media now? Why I don't have access to this anymore, which is so sad. At the end of that period, 2009, the computer I had been using to do all this with, something happened to it, hard drive, no more. Basically, all of my work that I had created and been working on disappeared. And as a, like, I don't know, child, with maybe not the, you know, best emotional control in my life, I decided the best way to respond to losing all of the stuff I was working on was to just take it one step further and delete every single video on my YouTube channel. In retrospect, Queen, we didn't have to do that. I'm just saying. My other main thing that I did do at this period of time, though, was some voice acting. Recorded myself talking for other people's fanimes. Here is an example of that from Diamond Mew Mew.
Did you hear about Ayumi Yukaza? She was attacked by something in her attic. Her parents moved away with her. Black hair, always on her own, letting nobody in.
By my friend Kazi Bliss. Kazi, I'm so sorry I have found this and I'm posting it. I don't think you have it public on your channel anymore, but everybody follow Kazi Bliss. They're doing some great streaming. That's me as a kid in a fan-made Tokyo Mew Mew anime.
Because I could do a really high-pitched voice like this. Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Mary. Hello?
So all that being said, okay, I need to rank this. And I am going to... It's funny, I want to either give it the very top or the very bottom, because part of me is like, slay, you were a child doing this. Like, you taught yourself how to animate and do video stuff, and that's pretty cool. I think that's a Mary Sweeney. However, you did also then go and delete all of your work because you were upset, which you could argue is a Bloody Mary. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give it a Mary Sweeney. You taught yourself how to edit. I'm proud of you, 5th grade Mary, even though you needed to learn how to control your emotions a little better. My next era is from 2009 to 2010, and I would call this era Deviantart, because there were 2 types of videos I made at this time. First were speed paints, which are just like recordings of you drawing something. I did all of my drawings with mouse, which I'm proud of in retrospect. I did not have a tablet, and I was still trying my best. My other videos would just be a single picture with me talking over that picture.
This is Mew. Grape? Yay, grapes, they're yummy.
About whatever. Literally whatever. I haven't gone back and watched those because I can't. They do make me cringe an incredible amount. During this time period, I uploaded 39 videos, so I am going to give this era, I'm gonna give it Bloody Mary, because I'm not trying as hard, basically. The speed paints were great, don't get me wrong. I think losing all of my animation killed any inspiration that I had to keep working on them, thus I didn't do any animation anymore, and the videos I were making were just not good. They weren't good. So, sorry, Past Mary. I'm giving this, this is not good. My next era is then from 2011 to 2013, and I've named this one, I Want to Be a Vlogger. It's vlogging now. Now I'm vlogging. So during this time, I uploaded about 80 videos, and this is a time where I posted a huge variety of content, but it really kicks off with me posting a video of me entering a Monster High Valentine's Day contest, which was also the first video I ever posted that had my own face in it.
So that is my contest entry.
And I found that really scary. And I was sure that everybody around me knew I had done it and had seen the video, and none of them had. Like, it maybe got 100 views, but I was kind of freaked out about it. Despite that, still kept posting many videos with my own face in them.
I have no clue what I'm going to do with my future yet.
I was really inspired at this time by Wheezy Waiter and Mika Kitty or Tessa Violet, the Vlog Brothers, content creators like that did kind of shorter form content that was really quippy and had a lot of jump cuts and was really fun. I thought that was really cool.
Hey guys, so I have a secret.
Was I really editing at that scale? No, not yet. Some of this content I have gone back and watched a little bit, and it's not my favorite, but it's also not bad. I would say I was having fun. This is also my BJD era.
I don't remember what type of doll. It was a doll I got when I was younger, and I ended up saving the skirt, and it fits her.
Now, I didn't call this my BJD era.
Delilah has cat hair on her.
I was making videos about basically anything I could, so it was like con vlogs and hauls, videos of me talking about Mirror's Edge, vlogs from my school and vacations. I was doing little comedy shorts. My friends and I had a cosplay group, and so I would post like behind the scenes videos about us making cosplay music videos. Another iconic one I made, which I just like in retrospect, is I made my friend do like a Top Chef game with me where we like had to make food in my house, and I filmed it. I was just filming anything.
I actually really like it.
Because that's just what content at the time was like, is you just filmed anything for the most part. There wasn't quite this, feeling of I need to pick a niche. It was a lot more just like, whatever. At least that's my feeling on it. Another thing I did at this time is I actually did NaNoWriMo twice, and I vlogged that entire experience.
So I'm currently at 7,447 words for NaNoWriMo.
NaNoWriMo was a novel writing kind of like challenge, and I actually ended up doing it and completing it twice. So I've written 2 50,000 word novels. Not the best, but like, and I feel like not the best is kind of how I would describe this entire era, and that I was like making whatever, but it wasn't, none of it had incredibly high production value necessarily. I was just filming people all the time. Actually, that's another thing I'm going to take points off for myself. Through this and through high school, I was filming my friends all the time without asking, and to friends watching, past and present, I'm sorry. Thank you for dealing with me. That was rude. And I wouldn't do that again if given the chance. So yes, I'm, still doing video stuff. It's different. I'm going to put this in the middle. I'm going to say this is B tier. This is Mary Poppins. We're trying, we're developing, we're growing, but it's not like I'm really trying to learn new things at this point. I'm just kind of trying to emulate some of my like favorite creators, which is fine. And I think that's a really good way to learn how to do editing is by watching other people. But yeah, I'm going to give it a B tier. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. Next, we have 2014. I don't think this was the full year of 2014, but I've just labeled this one as branding because this is the first time I started making thumbnails for my videos. Now, I was trying to look this up because I remember there being some reason why I couldn't upload custom thumbnails to my videos, but I feel like you could earlier than that. Maybe I just didn't till 2014. Maybe I reached a point in my brain development where I went, oh, I can do that. But I started to discover branding, essentially, and I started to try and make thumbnails that kind of matched aesthetically. So during this period of about a year, I uploaded 23 videos. A lot of it was just really focused on cosplay and dolls. That was my main focus at the time.
I make a lot of different videos here, including cosplay videos, as well as a lot of ball-jointed doll videos.
Which is funny because I feel like that's some of my main focuses today. Things never change. And some of my favorite videos from this time were a music video I made to a song called Wild Child, which I made entirely because at this point I was starting to consider wanting to go to film school. And I kind of had this moment of like, shit, other people who are going to apply will have worked on projects relating to this. And I haven't. So I literally just filmed a bunch of stuff going on a bike ride to the beach and was like, I'm gonna make this a music video and then I can submit that to a school. Did I? No. But that was the entire point of it. My AMV, my Y-Cross one, that's one of the only AMVs I've made and finished, and I'm still proud of it. Like, I still have it public on my YouTube channel. I think it's the earliest video on my channel you can watch because I've privated anything I made in high school, excluding that, because I'm still proud of it. I worked hard on it. It's the first and only AMV I made. You know what? It can hang around. I love AMVs, by the way. The AMV contest at anime conventions is my favorite thing ever. So, okay, this era, it's shorter. We're starting to learn about branding and care. I also, I'm pretty sure this year, specifically bought Sony Vegas to teach myself how to use it. It's kind of the first time I like leveled up from a previous editing software. I think I only had been using Windows Movie Maker before. So I'm going to give this era Mary Elizabeth Winstead because I'm proud of myself during this time. I think this was a time of like growth. I really wanted to learn more. I wanted to do more stuff with video. I like was strongly considering film school. I did not go to film school, spoiler. My next era is lovingly named Gaia Online. This period was the first half of 2015, so basically the end of my senior year. And the reason why it's called Gaia Online is I became obsessed with Gaia Online again. Like I played it a bunch as a kid, and then for some reason, in that period of my senior year, I got very into it again. And so for all of my thumbnails at this time, I made a custom outfit for my Gaia Online character and included it. Like that was part of the thumbnail. That was my branding at the time, was my Gaia Online characters, which like cute, also weird. Most of this content is cosplay related.
Oh my god, this costume is freaking me out, man.
I would also post my final ball jointed doll video at this time.
The back looks pretty messy, not gonna lie.
This is also when I would post what still to this day is my most viewed video on YouTube, which is called How to Paint Rubber-Soled Shoes. So I was creating a cosplay of Nora from Ruby, and she has these boots that are like Doc Martens that have pink soles. And painting rubber is hard because it's quite flexible. And so I came up with the idea that acrylic paint, not flexible. Mod Podge is flexible. If you mix the two together, that will make the paint flexible enough that it will stay on the shoe. I did that, and I made a video of it. It currently has 200,000 views. I don't know how many views it had when I was in high school, but it has consistently, since I posted it, I think been my most successful video. Is what I said in it accurate? Not really. I painted it and the shoes lasted okay, but I'm pretty sure they still chipped. And I also think I am responsible for like a majority of scuffing in convention centers caused by these shoes. I remember my pink shoes scuffing on the floor of the Washington State Convention Center and just leaving like streaks of pink around. And that was on me, and I'm sorry. That video's private now. I am ashamed of my actions. So yeah, sometimes high schoolers shouldn't be creating content telling other people how to do things. And so, all of that being said, I'm going to give... Oh, what do I want to give this? It's genuinely hard. I will also put this in the B tier. It's fine. I'm tempted to put it lower because of the shoe thing, but also that shoe thing, it's going to be important later on. So I'm going to leave it in the B tier. It's an important part of my lore. The Gaia Online thing was kind of weird, but we go through phases. We go through eras. And that's fine. The second half of 2015 and until about April of 2016 is an era that I describe as no more YouTube. That isn't totally true. I did post about 4 videos during this time, but this was my freshman year of college at the start of it, and I kind of went into it going, that stuff's my past. I'm not doing that YouTube thing anymore. I'm an adult. So I would post a like dorm room tour video, cute stuff, but I also would make 3 more videos that were all from a trip that I went on to England. And one of those videos was of a cat cafe in England. And I'm kind of making these mostly for myself. I mean, all of the content I've posted up to this point was for myself, essentially. I wasn't commonly breaking 100 views on any of these videos. You have to understand, the grind was not for fame and success. The grind was because I don't think I could have stopped. I was kind of obsessed with making these little videos just for me. And so that's what these vacation videos were. They were basically like, I do this. I make these little videos about my trips and the things that I do. So I made this video about going to this cat cafe. It was the first time I'd gone to a cat cafe. Icon in the background right there. And the video overnight gets 20,000 views. Had never experienced anything like that before. Freak out. At the time, I don't know if YouTube still lets you do this, but at the time, you could go into your analytics and find where those views were coming from. So what website people were clicking from or watching an embedded version of the video. And so I discovered that my video had actually been posted to either a blog or a news article on Yahoo Japan. So I was getting a ton of views from Japanese people basically being like, oh my gosh, a cat cafe in England, like, you know, inspiration from Japanese culture. Because I think the English one I went to, it was one of like the first ones outside of Japan. So I got 20,000 views on that video. You know how when people are addicted to something, if you win big, you can't like stop because you're like, I'll do it again. It happened once, it could happen again. Before I get too far into that though, I gotta rank this era. This is gonna be surprising. I'm gonna rank this era as a Mary Sweeney. Why is that? I made a decision that I didn't really want to make videos, that I wasn't going to focus on it. I was going to focus on school. I was going to get a job. I made that decision and I followed through on it. And so I'm happy with myself because I did that. Because I think it's important to set boundaries for yourself sometimes of like, no, I'm going to step away. I'm going to focus on other stuff. I immediately post this period start up what is kind of a very intense portion of my life when it comes to video content. And I could say it's directly tied to that 20,000 views on the cat cafe. My next era is the beginnings of my dream girlfriend era. So starting in 2016, I was online on the internet and I discovered people talking about this app game called Dream Girlfriend. Essentially a virtual girlfriend before AI weirdness took over, that you could dress in cute outfits. That was what I took away from it, and I wanted it. So I started playing it, but I was like, wait a second, I feel like this is kind of funny. This is kind of weird. I should make a video about this. Because again, I just had a video that did really well. I wanted to keep making videos. And I discovered at my university, they had these rooms that you could rent out essentially for free for a few hours. And they had Macs in there, and I had an iPhone, and recording an iPhone's screen using a Mac computer is really easy. I also owned a microphone that I had bought for doing music recording, and so I recorded the video and edited it and posted it all in a period of probably 4 hours in that room that I was renting out from my university's library, and thus started a pattern where every single Wednesday I would rent out this room for 4 hours. I would go in, I would record a Dream Girlfriend video, I would edit it, I would upload it entirely in that room with that computer and post it. I did this series weekly for 3 years, so beyond this specific era, but that is what became my core content online, and it did well compared to my videos that I've been posting in high school. I definitely had like a core kind of audience. I had a friendly group of people, and these videos, I would describe them now as they were my therapy sessions before I realized I needed therapy. I literally was just sitting down and like talking about my day and then being like, oh my god, these outfits are so cute. I have not gone back and watched these, so I actually am a little afraid of how much I share in some of them. But they were cute and they were fun. I used to do weekly outfit contests where I'd have people enter, and then whoever won, I sent them a sticker, which again, just was like cute in retrospect. I also was still making some like occasional videos of myself, but at this point, I really was just focusing on making like gaming content, specifically app gaming content, which there wasn't a ton of on YouTube at the time, at least with like the niche that I was covering with Dream Girlfriend and some other dating sims and dating games like that. So I like found my niche essentially, and that was what I did. So made 47 videos during this time. A lot of them were Dream Girlfriend, and this was the kind of my core Dream Girlfriend era. And I will give this one, oh boy. Well, I did learn a lot. I taught myself how to use Final Cut Pro. I will say though, I taught myself how to use it. The editing on these is so bad. And I knew I wasn't going back and rewatching them at all. The audio balance is rough and stuff like that. I had to just learn over time. But part of the problem was I wasn't going back and watching my videos. I would edit them and just export and upload, never watch them again, which I don't recommend. I'm much prouder of my content now. I enjoy watching my own content now. You should too if you're making videos. So I'm honestly, okay, I was learning and working hard, but only to a point. I'm going to put it B tier. We're bringing joy, but it's at a mediocre quality. I feel like that's a fair rating. So my next era is from February 2017 through March 2018, a time where I uploaded 150 videos, which is insane. And I'm going to name this era my Ita Bag era. Now, I was uploading a lot more than I had in the past, and the main reason why that is because that summer was the first summer I had ever not worked at a summer camp since I graduated high school. This summer, I had a lot more free time and was making a lot of video. Basically, at minimum, a weekly Dream Girlfriend video.
So here we go. I decided to go with a like meal themed outfit set,
cosplay video, and different mobile game video. I also, at this time, started really making a lot of content about Ita Bags. So Ita Bags, they are bags like these two here, which essentially have so much anime merchandise on them, they are supposed to be painful to look at, and usually they're just supposed to focus around one specific character. And so I started making videos about me collecting stuff and creating these bags. I had one from the series Love Live, and I had one of Mew Ichigo from Tokyo Mew Mew. And I kind of named this era after those videos, even though I still was doing so much mobile game content, because those were kind of my standouts, my most successful videos at that time, and what a lot of my life was revolving around in that time period. So I was producing a lot of content at this time, and I actually was making money through YouTube doing all of this. So my past Dream Girlfriend videos and all of these videos I was producing, I was able to monetize. And part of the reason I was able to monetize them was actually the rubber soled shoes video, as well as later that cat video that got 20,000 views. That boosted me up high enough to be able to join YouTube's partner monetization program. I was making money. I think the standards for the YouTube partner program were also a lot easier than they are now. Like, I don't think I had 1,000 subscribers at that time, but I was making money off of all of my videos, and I actually made enough money to be able to buy a DSLR camera. That leads us into our next era, but I gotta rank this one first. So I'm gonna say my Ita Bag era, where I was producing so much content. Actually gonna put this in Mary Queen of Scots. I'm trying, but not in good ways. I'll talk about this a bit more in my next section, but once again, the videos I'm producing aren't like good content. They're all unscripted. Not a lot of them have a lot of work put into them. I was really trying to make a lot of low effort slop essentially and post it and just hope that people would watch it. Some of it had awful audio quality. Some of it was fun, like some of those Ita Bag videos, they're fun, but I also just wasn't doing super well mentally at this point in my life. And I can like feel that watching some of these videos where I'm like, oh, you do need therapy. Please, queen, please. But yeah, I got a new camera. I got a DSLR camera, a Rebel T3i. I was so excited. Should I have gotten a microphone, a better one? Yes. Did not know that yet. Did not recognize that yet. And thus beginning my next era, which I am calling the new camera chaos era. This was from March of 2018 through March of 2019. The reason why? We have a new camera.
So this is the first video I am filming on my new camera, which means things might be a little bit funky because I'm still figuring it all out.
And I start playing Royal Chaos. My first look at Royal Chaos video is my second most viewed video of all time. It has 168,000 views on it of me playing an app game called Royal Chaos. This is one of a number of app games that I played because it had really ridiculous ads.
Today we're going ahead and we're trying a new app that I have seen a lot of advertisements for.
And that was kind of the thing I did on YouTube at the time, is if an app game had super ridiculous ads, I'd be like, I gotta make a video about this, because people are gonna be Googling it to see what it's about, and then they're gonna find my video. And that worked. That worked really well for Royal Chaos. And that started me on a path of thus making weekly Royal Chaos videos. I had my phone that was like my current phone, and I even used a older iPhone C that just ran Royal Chaos on it so I could play both the girl plot and the boy plot without having to log out of my accounts. I was on that grind. During this period of time, this era, I posted 120 videos. I also go blonde, which I love this hair color on me.
Oh god, I don't think that's helping. I think that's making it worse. Oh god, he has AirPods in. He can't hear it.
But a lot of my content was Dream Girlfriend, Love Nikki, and then Royal Chaos as well. Another thing that happens during this time is I admit to the internet that I had a shopping addiction. Remember that Ita Bag stuff? How I was like spending a lot of money on it? That was a problem. Like that wasn't good. So I did end up making a video being like, not gonna talk about Ita Bags anymore, not gonna buy stuff for them anymore because this is a negative coping mechanism, basically. I'm handling traumatic experiences in my life by buying things. And you can't do that. People were mean about me saying that. I got posted on websites that are not great websites, and I had people say mean things about me for being like, hey, I have an issue. Like, this isn't okay, how I'm spending money on the stuff in these bags. I'm spending a lot of money on them. And I do think a lot of the people that were mean about it, frankly, probably had similar issues. So we're all struggling in our own ways. Because I feel like at this point, I do start putting more effort into my content. I think my Royal Chaos videos are actually like somewhat rewatchable. I care a bit more about audio balancing. I put a lot of work into making them aesthetically look cute as well. And then with my new camera, I was putting more work into editing my other videos. So I'm gonna put this era in the A tier. I'm proud of myself for this era. I'm proud of myself for admitting that I had a problem. I also start going to therapy around this time. Weird coincidence. I'm happy with the decisions I made during this time. Is it my best moment? No, but we're trying. My next era starts April 7th, 2019 with the first stream that I ever do. This is on Twitch, and it was of me making a friendship bracelet. That then leads me through September 2022, and this era is what I would call my streaming era. Now, I do still stream, but to give you some context for this YouTube channel, what that meant is I posted about 160 videos at this time, but 70 of them were just the streams. So I would do a stream and then export the video of that stream to my YouTube channel. By the way, don't do that. That's not good for your channel. Streams were a lot lower lift. They were a lot less effort than editing a video. So it's really easy to just be like, oh, I'll just move it over and my viewers will love it. Probably not. If your viewers like watching specific edited content of especially like mobile games or about your Ita Bags or whatever, they probably don't want to watch a frankly bad stream of you playing Minecraft. Mary, I'm gonna be so honest with you.
But yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
This is not a great time. This is also, of course, like the start of the pandemic. I'm struggling at this time as well. I'm gonna give this Bloody Mary. This is not a good time in my YouTube channel. Just don't bog down your YouTube channel with your streams, is all I'm saying. And we learn that in retrospect sometimes. My next era I originally was tempted to call post-Miku chair, but I've landed on instead the headset era. This is September 2020 through January 2021. I posted 70 videos during this time, and basically what happened is I built a PC, which I still use today. But because I was now using a PC to make my videos and not a MacBook, which was struggling to run at this point, it made it a lot harder for me to make my app game videos. So I was trying to keep making them, but I also started branching out to different kinds of content. And this is when I start thinking about making more like video essay style things. A kind of like iconic video for me during this time is my kind of weird obsession with Monster High, which I think might be public. I think Laguna Blue was like biology and Gulia had like a gym uniform one, which were definitely two dolls. I definitely owned one. The audio quality at this time is not good. I don't like it, but we're trying. And another like key thing from this time is I start becoming obsessed with cat ear headphones. But for $80, I expect the product to work. I just thought they were cute, and then my too far brain started taking things too far. Now, the good thing kind of was for me is I started having companies send me headsets to review, so it wasn't even like I had a spending problem. I also, when I was making app game videos, I was more purposefully putting myself in them. So in the past, it had just been gameplay, no Mary, you just hear my voice. And then I kind of made the conscious decision of like, I am this content. It is me. I'm gonna put my face in it purposefully. Part of the reason why that is as well is I had a viral TikTok about a chair. And so I was trying to like make a lot of content to follow the high of having a, million views, which is very hard to do. We had a lot of highs and lows during this time, but I made some videos that I really loved. So one of them was a video all about non-standard McDonald's. I made one, how much money I spent on Gaia Online, and trying to find that answer. I was not sober for that video, by the way. Another thing I love that I made at this time was a video about Garfield Typing Pal.
All I can do is play the opening little animation. That's what I got. That's what I got. I'm never gonna learn how to type.
During this time, I also actually switched away from using my DSLR to film stuff to a webcam, but that made filming a lot easier, which then made it easier for me to spend more time on editing, and it made my audio quality a lot better because I was basically using my streaming setup to film. In the past, I had been using my DSLR with a mounted microphone, and I just didn't quite understand how to make that sound good, but I had figured out the microphone I used for streaming. I would say even though the video quality kind of went down, the overall quality of the videos was going up. I think this is a good era. Overall, it's not my best, but it's definitely not my worst. I had some fun content during this time. I had a company threaten to sue me, went through a lot of development as a human. I'm gonna give this, a B tier. That feels so harsh. I was gonna give it an A, but I'm but that's an A. That's really good. I don't quite think I'm there yet. We're getting very close to present day. Most of these videos, by the way, are are still online and visible. My next era is from January 2022 through May 2023, and I will name this one She Discovers Scripts. All of my content before this time was unscripted. I would basically maybe write down some notes. I would never make a script. Never make a script. Scripts are really helpful. So during this time period, I uploaded 40 videos, and I also did a major content clean out. I rebranded, new username, new logo, new things, started using my DSLR again because I had it and it was pretty nice. I also went and privated like all of my old content basically, especially everything from like middle through high school, because I had someone come into my stream one day and be like, oh my god, I watched your first YouTube video. You were so young and cute. Something that was like weird enough that I was like, I need to private all of this content. Another reason why I did that is I featured a lot of friends and people who I don't necessarily have in my life anymore or talk to anymore in those videos, and I have not asked permission to film them. I didn't ask permission at that time, and I kind of just think it's for the best to not have that stuff be public because I was a child when I made it. And it's not good. Like, you're not missing anything by not seeing my old BJD videos because they are not fun to watch. During this era, I've made a couple of videos that I really liked. So I started my thrift game series, which is a series of me talking about games I found at like half-price books or thrift stores. I make my first doll video, which is the video about Working Woman Barbie, which is like technically a thrift game video. I really love that video. I worked really hard on it, and I'm quite proud of it. I also still was making some app content. Specifically, I made a video about the game King's Choice, which is, again, one of my best performing videos. I think it's second now only to Mystixx, and it's literally just me being like, this game weird, which I do enjoy. I do enjoy making those videos. This is a great period of time. I feel like this is a great period of time of development in my content. Again, I'm starting to script my content. I'm starting to think about making stuff that has a bit more value to it. I made my Nancy Drew DVD game video. Like, I love this era. I'm putting this in Mary Sweeney. I think this is a great period of my videos. A lot of development and growth, but I'm really proud of myself for it. My next era, I would say, is from about May 2023 till Mystixx. I've just named it I Want to Talk About Dolls. This is when I really decide, like, oh, actually, I'm enjoying talking about dolls. I've started it with my Angelic Layer doll video, which, even though that wasn't the first video I made about dolls, because I had that Working Woman Barbie video, this is definitely, it's just about dolls, basically. It's just about these dolls. It's me talking about them. In retrospect, there's a lot of stuff I would fix about that video. Wasn't the best scripted. I'm still working on getting used to using scripts at this time, but I'm, like, pretty happy, I think, with everything that I posted at this time. In fact, okay, you know what? I might take my last era down to A tier so I can put this era in S tier. Because I'm really proud of a lot of the stuff I made during this time. Like, I've made a lot of videos that I put like a lot of work and effort into, especially if I'm comparing with like the Dream Girlfriend stuff I was making in college to how much work and effort and care I'm putting into the videos that I'm making today. So I'm putting that in Mary Sweeney. I'm proud of myself. Do I have room for growth still? Yes. And that leads us to our final era, the era we are currently in, which I have called post-Mystixx. And it's Mystixx till now. Now, it's hard for me to rank where I'm currently at. I don't know if that's like really fair. It's easier to do these things in retrospect. But I'm still like pretty happy with everything I've been producing. I am not producing at a rate that I love. I wish I was posting more. We're going through the epic highs and lows of emotions, so it makes it harder sometimes to produce stuff, but I am making stuff that I'm really enjoying. I have areas that I really want myself to grow in over this time period. I have skills I really want myself to learn and practice, and I hope that I do. But where things are at for now, I'm gonna put myself... If I put myself B tier, is that mean? I don't know. I don't like ranking where I am right now. Just seems rude. I'll put myself in Mary Elizabeth. I'm doing good, but again, I'm not quite hitting that S tier of like, I've developed and grown a lot yet during this time, because I'm still in this time. We could put this in Bloody Mary. Fuck it. Fuck it. So there we go. That is my full ranking of the Mary eras, the Maras of my YouTube channel. I hope this was somewhat fun to watch. I'm sure future Mary is gonna edit it to make it delightful, or else I'm lowering my ranking to C tier for this year. So you better watch it, Mary. I'm curious about when you started watching my channel. Are you a post-Mystixx friend? Are you somewhere earlier? I saw someone in the comments mention Royal Chaos. I see you. I hear you. I appreciate you. So thank you all for those of you who've come along on this journey with me on YouTube. It is so strange how long I've been doing this. They say that it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert in something, and 10,000 hours is like 25% of my life so far, and I don't think I've spent that much time on YouTube, but I would say I'm at like a solid 3,000 hours that I've spent doing this. Like, I think I have a lot of room for growth to become where I would like to be when it comes to video content, but I am proud of myself looking over all these years. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. I had posted originally a poll to be like, what video should I make? And people voted for the tier list, but I also saw like a solid 25% of people wanted a Q&A. So I just did throw out on YouTube and on my Instagram, like, send me some questions that you're curious about. So I'm going to try and go through and kind of like quickly answer some of those questions. So maybe you'll learn some things about me and who I am. And first question from Jahul. Hi, Jahul. They ask, who is your biggest inspiration to make YouTube videos? I'm trying to think of when I was a child. I feel like Ryan Higa. They were like one of the biggest creators at that time in like 2008 with like how to be a ninja video and things like that. I watched that and love it. I remember there was a clay animation video where they eat bologna and choke on it and they say Coca-Cola like that. Don't know anything else about that video, so if there's inappropriate stuff, I'm so sorry. But I remember that super clearly. So it was a lot of like those like short, goofy videos that kind of got me into YouTube. And then what got me really making videos was discovering the Fanimation community that existed on YouTube. So I was really into Tokyo Mew Mew, and so I would go on YouTube and search Tokyo Mew Mew, and you'd find people making their own like fan transformation videos and like editing videos of the anime to make their own characters and stuff like that. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want that to be me. Let me in. And so that is what really got me started, was seeing other people's creativity. Ooh, next I have a question from This Is a World of Beauty, who asks, how did you get to Seattle from Canada? Will you be staying with everything going on? So I think I've brought this up in a video, and I know I've said it in the comments. I am a Canadian citizen. I'm also a US citizen. I'm a dual citizen. I was born in Canada on Vancouver Island. Gorgeous place, you all should go. And my family moved to the United States in 2000. So I have grown up in the United States, but I've spent essentially every holiday of my life in Canada. I even minored in Canadian studies in university. So that's why I ended up in Washington State. At least my family moved down here. I decided to stay in Washington for university and just have sense for work. For now, I would love to stay in Washington. I think I live in the most beautiful place in the world, basically. I'm very biased, but it is gorgeous here, and I love it. And I also just have a very strong belief in my own civic duty, especially as someone who is an immigrant, a first-generation immigrant, saw my parents go through the immigration process and help them study for the test. And I have a strong belief in my civic duty, and that it is my job as a citizen and a resident to vote and to engage in politics and to care about the people around me and my communities here and across the country. So it is my plan to stay here as long as I feel that it is a safe choice. However, if I end up having like a better opportunity in Canada, like a job comes up that sounds really appealing to me, I also will move. I kind of will have to follow the jobs at the end of the day. In case it's not obvious, I do not make a significant amount of money through YouTube, enough to sustain me. And anyway, I have a full-time job that I work. I love this country. I would love to keep living here as long as things are safe. And I recognize that as like an immense privilege that I have a like hypothetical out in this situation. So I just want to recognize that as well. My next question is from Arpeggio Medley, and they wrote, who are some of your favorite creators? You give me Jenny Nicholson and Lee Speaks vibes. Thank you. Thank you. Those are some very great creators. In fact, Jenny Nicholson is one of my favorite YouTubers ever of all time. I am a very big Jenny Nicholson fan. She's definitely been a huge inspiration for me in terms of like the content that I produce and just kind of having a higher level of research behind what I'm doing. She's done so many great videos. One of my favorite is about Buzzy the animatronic, but also like her Vampire Diaries video. She has a lot of just incredibly well-researched content that is done, like told in a really interesting and fun format a lot of the time. So I'm a very big fan of hers. I also am a very big fan of Brutal Moose. They are a creator that was a really big inspiration for me during like 2020, the pandemic. That's when I discovered their content. And I could make a pretty direct connection between discovering their content and deciding, oh, I should edit my stuff more. Like I can do more with this than what I'm doing. Because they just made a lot of really fun edited stuff. They have some cool content where they like record themselves on VHS camera as well and do some just interesting stuff with the editing. I really enjoy their videos and their content. There are so many other people. I feel like it's impossible to list all of them, but I'll say those are my main two, are Jenny Nicholson and Brutalness. Right now, I've really enjoyed the stuff that they make. Next question comes from JWoww in the Sky, and they ask, do you own any Licca-chan dolls? Yes, but I can't show you her yet. It's a surprise. I'm building suspense, guys. We have upcoming content planned, okay? Next, we have Sarah Surf, who's also a lovely YouTuber. You all should check them out, who asked, what is a video you made that you think is underrated? I always have to go for my Evergirl video. It's hard though, because I watch it back now and I'm like, oh, I would change this, I would change that. It's a really slow video. Like watch it in 1.25 speed if you have to, because I feel like I speak slowly in it. Just the amount of research that went into that. I wish I could send you all my brain energy of like how much time I spent obsessing over Evergirl. Like my Google searches, like Evergirl resume 2005, 2004, like trying to find everything that I could about the brand. I also really love a video that didn't do as well as I wanted it to, was my Mary-Kate and Ashley pocket planner video. And I realize it's one of those things where I should be a bit better about how I do my thumbnails and my titles and stuff, because it doesn't always grab people in the way. Like I try not to be like lawsuit in the thing, because that's not the whole point. But that video, it does have a lawsuit in it that is interesting. Like I think it's an interesting video. I also really enjoy, like I did it with my Working Woman Barbie video, and then as well with that Mary-Kate and Ashley video, including a bit of like societal commentary in what I'm talking about. I do think it is really interesting to talk about bigger issues with like how women are treated in media, or how like we are treated in society with our identity, and in the framing of toys and games. I think toys are like a great pathway to look at society, essentially, and an interesting way to think about history. And those are two videos that I kind of enjoyed with that. It is hard though. I do go back and I watch my older stuff and I'm like, oh, I would change this and I would change that. And I would, we're always going to be self-critical. It is what it is. Bunny the Cryptid asks, are you still in the world of BJDs? Do you think you'll ever do any sort of videos on them? I am not right now. It's possible. I don't think I'll do any videos. Like I did my What Happened to Ball Jointed Dolls video, which that did so much better than I expected. Talk about like the opposite. I didn't think that video would do well at all. And it did so well. Thank you all for watching it. Oh my god. I didn't think anyone would like that. And because I was like, I made it too personal. I made it too much about me. And then people were like, oh, this is such a great description of the history of ball jointed dolls. And I'm like, I did it. I cracked the code. I made a video that was about me, but not. Yeah, I don't think I'll do more than that. I definitely would not be surprised if in the future I do buy a ball jointed doll, a larger one than my, my little blind box girl. Frankly, it's not in the budget for a while. We got other things to buy and pay for, and the economy and tariffs. Ooh, tariffs on dolls. Don't want to think about that. Probably not anytime soon, I will say. My camera just froze and it's stressing me out, so I'm going to try and just kind of speed through the remaining questions. I might not get too in detailed. I'm so sorry. I have some questions here that are kind of like, will you make a video about XYZ? So there's one about, will you make a video about doggy daycare? If I get interested in it, I might, but I can't make any promises. Someone else also asked if I will make a video about Living Dead dolls, specifically them. No, I originally recorded a really long explanation for this, but to just try and be faster and simpler, seeing gore related to children or baby dolls just makes me like a little uncomfortable and sad. It's totally okay if you like those dolls. That's not like a judgment call. That's more just like I have trouble separating reality from fiction when looking at stuff like that, when it's relating to something that is in like a childlike form. Something about the Living Dead dolls, they're just a little off-putting for me, and if that makes me sound like an uncool prude, I super get it. Probably won't ever make a video about them just because I am an uncool prude, I guess. I don't know. makes me a little sad. Vampire Bishi asks, what favorite mobile games do you play? In terms of right now, I still am like slightly actively playing Love in Deep Space. I'm not super deep into it, but I love my Zane. I also aggressively play the app game Blockadoku. I have been playing this game since 2020. It has been on my phone ever since. I can't stop playing it. It is my go-to. Something about it clicks with my brain. So that's kind of it for mobile games for me right now. Bloodblind Leaf asks, have you regretted not buying certain window shopping dolls on Hybid? If I could go back and buy every what's-her-face doll, I feel like I would. I feel like I want all of those, actually. So Past Mary, I actually did buy one off of there, and she's like right there, but I wish I had gotten every one that I've seen. Also, apparently a Mystixx doll was on there recently and I missed that, but I don't have like money for buying them right now, so, you know. Whatever. Snow Angel asks, what's my favorite doll line to collect, and are you planning on expanding your collection on them? That is a hard question. I don't think I'm the sort of collector who's gonna get like every doll from a line or like a lot. I kind of like my aesthetic of having just like one doll from each line. I think that's fun and helps me not, buy too much. I don't think there are too many that I've already bought things from. Oh, I will say the Tokyo Mew Mew stuff, which you can't even really see, but I have some of the Tokyo Mew Mew dolls. I would one day like to get all of them. That is one that for sure I will get. Jane Killer asks about the dolls in your collection. What's your most prized sentimental one? That also would be my Tokyo Mew Mew ones. My Mew Lettuce doll that I have, I bought when I was in elementary school. It's the first thing I ever bought on eBay ever. I had to like beg my mom to let me get her. I love her. So my Tokyo Mew Mew ones for sure are like my most prized. But I also really love my Angelic Layer girls. But they're right there so you can see them in the video really easily. The Littlest Pickle asks, what dolls are still on your wish list after all these years? Tokyo Mew Mew ones. And then I'm nowhere near buying these, but the Lucky Star dolls, I really want those. All of the K-On! Dolls, I want those. I think those are the main ones where I really want them, but they are so expensive. Also some pull-ups, I'm gonna say that name so weird, ignore me. There's like a Gosick one I would love to get. She's very expensive though, so. But yeah, those are like the main ones. I really want all the Tokyo Mew Mew dolls ever. All right, and Rusty Core asks, what's your dream doll you would get if it wasn't expensive or hard to find, and what's your favorite doll line you've covered? So again, it would be the Lucky Star dolls, I think are like the really hard to find expensive. I haven't really seen listings for them. I don't even know how many of these were sold. I would like to have them. My favorite doll line that I've covered so far, I really liked Evergirl. Again, bringing up Evergirl, I liked their concept a lot. I really also do love Teen Trends. I think the Teen Trend dolls they're just really pretty. I like that they're big. I love how detailed they are. I wish they were a bit better quality. But it's hard to pick a favorite. I would say those ones are mine. Spooky Lisbine 1050 asks, do you like comic books and graphic novels? Yes, I'm not currently reading any, but I really like Snot Girl, and Snot Girl is currently publishing, and I need to catch up with it. Harusaurus asks, do you have any hobbies besides gaming and doll collecting? Not that those are bad, just wondering if you have any other interests you haven't shared yet. Yeah, I mean, those are like, I would say gaming is a pretty big one. I also love music. I have 2 guitars, you can't really see them behind me, electric and acoustic, that I play very casually just for myself. I do like singing and songwriting mostly just for me. I also love hiking and going outside and kayaking and like being one with nature. Yeah, I really also just enjoyed science in general, learning more about it. I like reading. Like I've recently read 40 Agatha Christie books, a very normal amount of Agatha Christie in my life. I'm a decently rounded person. Video editing, I would say, is a hobby. Lone Wolfie 6778 asks, I'm curious to know if there are any doll lines that you're not the biggest fan of, or what your least favorite doll line would be. That's a good question. I think I'm at a point where I don't like when a doll's gimmick is entirely like surprise based, like LOL surprise. I was kind of into that at first. I was like, oh, this is so fun. I love the surprise. But just the more I see of them, the more I'm like, oh, this is like really wasteful. And I mean, there are some non-doll toys that do similar gimmicks that I'm also like, this has very little replay value. And I really like it when a doll is a high enough quality that like this is gonna last for years. Like I love American Girl for that. I feel like those dolls are quite high quality. They last well. I don't love it when gimmicks are very focused on like random surprise, which again, and it's fun. It's addicting. I've been there. So I'm not mad at anyone for enjoying it. I just think in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, I wish that wasn't a trend toys moved towards. And then I have one other person asking, what is the most you spent on a doll? I have genuinely no idea. I'm gonna be honest. If I bought some of these from Hybid, from Estate Sale Services, I might have paid a stupid amount of money on shipping them. Sometimes shipping is so expensive that regardless of how little I spent on the rest of the doll, it really like outweighs it, but I don't think about it. So, oh my god, part of me wants to say one of my Angelic Layer dolls because those were like $100 per doll. But I do think I've spent more. Well, Taylor Swift was $100. It's so expensive, but I don't know how much shipping Mystixx was. So I'm like, maybe she ended up being the most expensive. Looking over everything, I don't think I've spent over $150. I don't really ever want to spend over $100 on a like mass marketed playline doll like any of these. Like I've seen, I'm pointing at her, but she's behind this box. I've seen some Evergirl dolls in box that people are trying to charge like $100 for, and I want one, but I'm not spending that much money on it. I don't assign that much personal value to those, regardless of how like rare they might be. I'm like, who else is collecting them? Who else? No one. You're just making this expensive for nothing. I have beef with random eBay sellers. I swear, there are some sellers on eBay that just use eBay to show off things that they own because they list things for such high prices. And I'm like, you're not selling this. You're not trying to sell this. You just wanna brag. You're just showing off that you own these. And I hate that. It's a very sane thing to do and say. All right, I think that kind of ends things. I think I might have missed a couple questions. There were some that I just didn't have a good answer to, so I haven't included them. So I'm sorry if I didn't answer your question. It was probably a really good question that I couldn't think of a good way to answer. Mystixx's dinner's being served. I need to wrap up here. I've been talking for like an hour and a half. Enjoy editing this, Mary. Thank you all so much for joining me today, for being a part of my channel. I do want to announce, I know this is at the very end, so people might not see it. I do have channel memberships now. So my goal is to make at least one monthly exclusive video. It's going to be more behind the scenes stuff, as well as I'm moving my doll window shopping videos to being monthly exclusive membership videos. And I'm going to try and put up polls on there as well, so you can help me decide my future videos, as well as can make suggestions for future videos. I'd really like members to be involved in that process because I always have a lot of different things I'm choosing between. And I'm like, maybe it would be nice for you all to help me choose and to provide in things that you are inspired by or you'd like me to talk about. So I do have memberships now on my channel. I think they're only $4 a month. If you want it, go for it. If you don't, I won't judge. Live your truth. Thank you all so much for joining me today and over the last 17 years. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more of me, feel free to subscribe, give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. You know what? While I'm here, I have reached 30,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. I should probably open this up. I'm so excited, guys. All right, using my classic Mystixx. I swear to God's green earth. Man can't leave me alone. Doing it in the wrong spot anyways. All right, let's see what's inside.